Hello everyone, hope you're doing good. Welcome back to Premier League predictions. I'm Manners. It is game week 5, and let's see how I did last time out. Luton West Ham, I said it was going to be 3-0 West Ham. I thought they were going to breeze it, but they made hard work of it. Ended up being 2-1 still though, so 2 points for me. I thought Sheffield United would beat Everton comfortably with a nice 2-0. It was 2-2, no points. City against Fulham, I said it was going to be 4-0. It was even more than that. It was 5-1. Well, it kind of works out the same amount of goals if you take away the one, and Nonetheless though, 2 points. Chelsea against Forest. I said it was going to be 2-1 to Chelsea. Obviously, they absolutely fluffed it. Chelsea did pepper them with stats, but nonetheless, the 3 points went to Forest, so no points for me. Burnley against Tottenham. I thought it was going to be a very close game and we'd just scratch it, but we absolutely pumped them. I said 2-1. It was 5-2 in the end. I'm loving Ange Ball more than life itself. 2 points for me. Brighton against Bournemouth. Oh, you can see I'm smiling. There's good reason. I said 2-2. It was 2-2. 5 points. Come on! Now, I was very confident in the fact that Brighton were going to stick it to Newcastle. They did indeed, even more than my prediction. I said 2-1, it was 3-1. 2 points for me. Palace against Wolves, I thought Palace were going to absolutely pepper them. 3-0, it was a lot closer, but still got the win. 3-2, 2 points for me. I thought Liverpool against Villa was going to be an absolute certainty of a draw, but turns out Liverpool pumped them 3-0, so no points for me. And the final game of last week, Arsenal against United, there was controversy, shithousery, and just the joy for all of the neutrals. I said 2-0, so I still got the win. 2 points. Which means, ladies and gentlemen, that we do now have a new personal best to beat. 17 points. I am getting bloody good at this. Obviously, if you've got more than 17 points in a game week, then do let me know. Otherwise, let's get into game week 5. The first match of game week 5 is Wolves against Liverpool, and Liverpool are going to win. Let's be honest. Liverpool look like they're finally starting to find their shape. I think Szoboszlai in the middle is looking perfect. Darwin's growing into the game weeks. I think Luis Diaz as well. He seems to get a few shots off each game. And I think Wolves look depressing at best. Yes, they clawed a couple back against Palace, but overall, I think Liverpool pump them. I'm going to say 2-0. Fulham against Luton. This is like an immovable object meets an unbreakable force. Is that the saying? I don't know. Basically, what I'm saying is you've got Fulham who can't stop conceding goals, and you've got Luton who can't score goals. So how that's going to pan out, I don't know. I'm going to say 1-1. Tottenham v Sheffield United next. I think we could see an absolute cricket score. Like many other Tottenham fans, I am riding the wave of Ange Ball right now, and everything looks positive. We've got a full-strength squad. Dare I say, Tottenham remind me, in the way that they're playing now, of City of the past 2 years. And before you scream, I more mean in the way that we're scoring a lot of goals with no striker. So I'm going to say 4-1 Tottenham. West Ham against Man City next. To be fair to West Ham, everyone had written them off to be relegated very early doors, but they're up there. But not for long. City, who are usually quite slow starters, I do think they've started obviously the best you can. They've won all of their games. They haven't looked as threatening as I think they have in previous years. However, I do still think they'll do a job on West Ham. Do I think, though, that both teams will score? No, I'm going to say 2-0 City. Man U against Brighton, one of the big games of the weekend. United are absolutely pony. I'm calling it now, game week 5. Brighton and Tottenham, and maybe even Aston Villa, will all finish higher than United with the way they're playing at the moment. It's a joke. There is no cohesion. Eric Ten Hag, I'm starting to question his ability as a manager. But Højlund did make his debut against Arsenal last weekend, and I did think he looked okay. So there might be a little saving grace in that United squad. If last week taught me anything, it's to go against the grain. I want to say 2-1 Brighton, but I'm going to say 2-2. 2-2. Villa against Palace. FC good evening against Eze. Basically, I do think Villa have got some goals in them. They've got Diaby, who I love. I won't keep going on about him, but I do love him. Palace looked a little bit shaky towards the end of their last game against Wolves, so I do think they will ship goals. It's just about how many. I'm going to say, though, 3-1 to Villa. Newcastle against Brentford. It's a toughie, this one. I cannot lie. Newcastle haven't had the sharpest of starts, but you do have to say they've played the likes of City, they've played Brighton, they've played Liverpool, so tough games. But you have to say, on the other hand, for Brentford, Wissa and Bomo, they are just intertwining. They know where each other are at all times. They're scoring for fun. They're scoring for fun. It's at St James's Park, though, so I do think that has a massive factor because St James's Park is a bit of a fortress. I'm going to say 3-0 Newcastle. Bournemouth against Chelsea. Chelsea are just odd. They're shit this season, but you do have to look at the stats because they do mean something in football, and it does show that they are peppering teams. They're just not winning. Bournemouth are yet to register a win in the league, but they do have a player that I'm a big fan of. Semenyo, I think, could do a bit of damage if Chelsea allow him to do so. Will Chelsea pull their finger out? they'll have shots. Will they score them though? I think it's going to be 2-0 Chelsea. They've got to get some wins soon, surely. Right? Everton, Arsenal. Arsenal are going to win it. Although I still stand by the fact that I don't think Arsenal have been very convincing at all this season with their performances. But you can't take it away from Arsenal, I suppose. They have won 3 out of their 4 game weeks. I still say that I'm going to sneeze. No, I'm not. Everton are still going to go down. I stand by that this season. So I'll be amazed if Arsenal don't come away with the 3 points this weekend. I'm going to say 3-0 Arsenal. And the final game, Nottingham Forest against Burnley. I have got a soft spot for Burnley, I can't lie. I want them to start kicking on and doing well. I don't know what it is about Kompany, but he's changed his tactics up from when they was in the Championship to what they're playing now in the Premier League. So Kompany, if you're watching this, I know you're a fan, go back to your Championship tactics and I'm sure everything will all pan out. I will say though, with Forest, they are obviously without Brennan Johnson now that he's at Tottenham. They do have Morgan Gibbs-White still, and they do have Awonye? Is that how you say it? Who looks very prolific at the moment. So, I want Burnley to win, but I see Forest having more of a chance. So, I'm going to say 2-1 Forest, as much as it pains me. So, those are my predictions for Game Week 5. Obviously, if you're playing at home, do let me know your predictions, and also what you got from last week if you beat my score of 17 from Game Week 4. Have a great weekend of football, ladies and gentlemen. I've been Manners, you've been amazing, and I'll see you next time.